The game that sparked the rivalry between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. The stadium lights shimmered against the cool evening sky, casting a golden glow across the pitch as tens of thousands of fans leaned forward in anticipation. It was one of those rare nights in football when everyone sensed that something special was about to happen, even if they didn't yet know exactly what it would be. Cameras zoomed across the field, commentators spoke with growing excitement, and the noise from the crowd swelled into a thunderous wave. Two young stars stood on opposite sides of the field, each carrying the quiet confidence of someone who knew their moment was coming. On one side was Cristiano Ronaldo, powerful, driven, and already showing flashes of brilliance that hinted at greatness. On the other stood Lionel Messi, a quiet magician with the ball glued to his feet in a style that made the impossible look effortless. That night, the world wasn't just watching a football match. It was witnessing the beginning of a rivalry that would shape an entire era of the sport. As the whistle blew, the game immediately exploded into life. The tempo was fast, the tackles were sharp, and every player on the field seemed to understand the significance of the occasion. Ronaldo sprinted down the wing with the kind of explosive acceleration that had already made him one of the most exciting players in the game. Each touch of the ball showed his hunger to dominate the match, to prove that he belonged at the very top. Across the field, Messi moved differently. Where Ronaldo was power and speed, Messi was balance and grace, gliding through defenders as if they were shadows rather than obstacles. Every time the ball reached his feet, the crowd leaned forward, knowing that something extraordinary might happen in the next second. The early minutes of the match were filled with tension. Both teams pressed aggressively, testing each other's defenses while searching for weaknesses. Ronaldo received the ball near the touchline and immediately faced two defenders. With a quick step over and a burst of speed, he slipped past them, sending the crowd into a roar of excitement. His cross into the penalty area was dangerous, curling perfectly toward a teammate who narrowly missed converting it into the opening goal. The near miss drew gasps from the stands and served as a warning to the opposition. Ronaldo was here to make an impact. Not long after, Messi responded in his own way. Picking up the ball in midfield, he turned sharply, leaving one opponent off balance before weaving through two more defenders with a series of delicate touches. The way he moved seemed almost unreal, as if the ball were connected to him by an invisible thread. The stadium erupted in applause as he slipped a precise pass into the box, creating a chance that nearly resulted in a goal. In that moment, it became clear to everyone watching that this match was more than a contest between two teams. It was a glimpse into a future where these two players would define football. The first half continued with relentless intensity. Ronaldo attacked the flanks repeatedly, combining dazzling footwork with explosive pace. He cut inside from the wing, unleashed powerful shots from distance, and constantly forced the defense to react. Messi, meanwhile, orchestrated play with quiet brilliance. He drifted between midfield and attack, linking passes, finding spaces that others couldn't see, and launching sudden bursts of dribbling that left defenders scrambling. Each player had his own rhythm, his own way of controlling the game, and the contrast between them made the match even more fascinating. Midway through the half, Ronaldo produced a moment that brought the entire stadium to its feet. Collecting the ball near the halfway line, he accelerated past one defender, then another, using a combination of speed and strength to push forward into open space. The crowd's roar grew louder with every step he took toward the penalty area. As he reached the edge of the box, he unleashed a powerful strike that rocketed toward the goal, forcing the goalkeeper into a spectacular save. Though it didn't result in a goal, the moment captured everything that made Ronaldo special: his fearlessness, his athleticism, and his relentless desire to score. Messi answered with a moment of magic of his own. Receiving the ball just outside the penalty area, he danced between defenders with quick, precise touches. One opponent lunged to tackle him but was left sliding past as Messi shifted the ball effortlessly to the other foot. Suddenly, he was through on goal. The stadium held its breath as he calmly lifted the ball toward the corner of the net. The goalkeeper reacted quickly, tipping the shot over the bar, but the beauty of the move drew thunderous applause from the crowd. It was the kind of play that reminded everyone why Messi was already being talked about as a generational talent. As halftime approached, the match remained balanced, but the tension was growing. Both players had shown flashes of brilliance, and it felt inevitable that one of them would soon produce the moment that would define the night. Fans in the stands debated passionately, some praising Ronaldo's explosive style while others marveled at Messi's artistry. The commentators spoke about the possibility that these two young stars might dominate football for years to come, though even they couldn't fully imagine just how true that prediction would become. When the second half began, the energy in the stadium somehow felt even greater than before. The players returned to the field with renewed determination, and the pace of the game intensified immediately. Ronaldo once again attacked the wings, drawing defenders toward him and creating space for teammates. Messi continued to drift into dangerous areas, always searching for that perfect moment to strike. Then came the breakthrough. A quick exchange of passes near midfield sent Messi racing toward the penalty area. With a burst of acceleration, he slipped past a defender and entered the box. The crowd rose to its feet as he shaped to shoot. The ball left his foot with precision, curling past the goalkeeper and into the corner of the net. The stadium erupted in celebration, and Messi's teammates rushed toward him as he raised his arms in triumph. But the match was far from over. Ronaldo, watching the celebrations from a distance, seemed even more determined. Moments later, he received the ball near the edge of the penalty area. With defenders closing in, he performed a quick step over, shifted the ball onto his stronger foot, and unleashed a powerful shot that thundered into the back of the net. The equalizer sent the crowd into another frenzy, and Ronaldo celebrated with a roar of passion that echoed through the stadium. From that moment onward, the match felt like a duel between two future legends. Every attack seemed to involve one of them, every moment of brilliance carried their signature style. Ronaldo continued to test the goalkeeper with powerful shots and daring runs, while Messi orchestrated elegant passing moves and mesmerizing dribbles. The rest of the players performed heroically, but it was impossible to ignore the magnetic presence of these two stars. As the clock ticked down toward the final whistle, both teams pushed desperately for a winning goal. The stadium was alive with tension, the noise from the crowd rising and falling with every attack. Ronaldo nearly scored again with a header that flew just wide of the post, while Messi came close with a curling shot that forced another spectacular save. In the end, the match concluded without a decisive winner, but the result hardly mattered. What mattered was the feeling that lingered in the air as the players walked off the field. Fans knew they had witnessed the beginning of something extraordinary. The performances of Ronaldo and Messi had captured the imagination of everyone watching, and discussions about their rivalry began almost immediately. Over the years that followed, that rivalry would grow into one of the greatest stories in sports history. Ronaldo would continue to amaze with his incredible athleticism, his dedication, and his relentless pursuit of goals. Messi would enchant fans with his creativity, his vision, and his ability to turn the simplest movement into something magical. Together, they would redefine what it meant to be the best in the world. But on that night, as the stadium lights slowly dimmed and the crowd filtered out into the streets, none of that future was certain yet. All anyone knew was that they had just watched two young players push each other to extraordinary heights in a single unforgettable match. The rivalry had begun, not with anger or bitterness, but with brilliance, respect, and a shared determination to be the greatest. And from that moment on, whenever Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi stepped onto the same stage, the world would watch with the same sense of anticipation that filled the stadium that night, knowing that something remarkable was always possible.